Hi everyone, I'm Miu from Susan's family. Today I'll teach you the crocheting method for the Echo vest. This vest is divided into the front body, back body, bottom edge, collar edge and sleeve cuffs. Note that some parts are crocheted with self-stripping yarn. Where you started with a different color, the resulting effect will also be different. Just choose your preferred starting color segment according to personal preference. Let's start with the front body, which is divided into the body, shoulder parts and side panels. The body consists of section 1 and section 2. Now let's learn section 1. Using the adjustable magic ring method, crochet back and forth in rounds. You'll need to switch colors during the process. The stitches used include chain, half double crochet and slip stitch. Watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method before starting the actual crocheting. Let's first learn the proper posture for crocheting. Take the corresponding yarn. Remember to choose your preferred color segment. For the sample swatch, we'll use cotton yarn. To make it easier for everyone to see clearly, colors are random. For specific yarn, color scheme and hook size, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Pick up the yarn with your right hand. Wrap it twice around your left index finger. Now there are 3 strands on your index finger. Use your right thumb and index finger to pinch where the loops overlap. Take it. Then wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger once. Pass it between middle finger and index finger. Transfer the loop to between your left middle finger and thumb. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. Insert the hook into the loop. Put it on the left side of your yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw the yarn through. Now there is 1 loop on your hook. Continue with 1 chain stitch to secure. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through. 1 chain stitch is completed. You can slightly tighten it. Look. This is how the adjustable magic ring looks like when it's done. Begin our 1. Make 2 chains. As the turning chain for the half double crochet, yarn over, pull through. First chain is done. Continue with 1 more chain. These 2 chains count as 1 HDC. Insert your hook into the back loop of the second chain. Pick up both the front loop and the carried yarn at the back. Place a marker to mark it, so it's convenient to find the joining position later. Insert into the magic ring. Work a half double crochet. Yarn over once. Insert. Pull the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook. 1 half double crochet is completed. The braid on the upper right is the stitch of this double crochet. One stitch means one stitch. Let me demonstrate the technique for half double crochet again. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull the yarn through, then yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook. Another half double crochet is complete, plus the beginning chain. A total of 3 half double crochets were made here. We consider these 3 stitches as one small leaf. Then crochet 3 chain stitches. Into the starting loop, make another small leaf, which is 3 half double crochets. After completing, crochet 3 chain stitches. Continue to crochet 2 more small leaves into the starting loop, with 3 chain stitches as a bridge between them. Once everything is completed, crochet 1 chain stitch. Refer to the pattern chart to check the stitch pattern. Close the magic ring. Move the crocheted section to the right. Start by gently pulling the yarn tail. You'll see one loop moving. Tighten the moving loop. Only one loop remains. Directly pull tight the starting tail of the yarn. This way the loop is closed neatly. Finally, on the turning chain, pick up the top 2 strands of the chain stitch, which is the position marked by the stitch marker. Make a half double crochet to join. We'll take the side of the half double crochets with clearer texture as the right side of the fabric, while the wrong side has the cast on yarn tail. If you do not know where the very first stitch is, place a marker on the right side to mark it. Weave in the starting tail of the yarn on the wrong side for several stitches. Trim off excess yarn tail. This completes round 1. Move on to crochet round 2. First, make 2 chains as the turning chain for the half double crochet. You can also place a marker on this beginning chain. Remember to pick up these 2 strands. Turn the workpiece counterclockwise. This round needs to be crocheted on the wrong side. Work 2 half double crochets into the chain space below. Complete the beginning of this special small leaf. Use a beginning chain to replace the first half double crochet. Then work a chain as a transition. Work one small leaf into the left chain space. We will regard the crocheted stitches as one side of this round. Continue with 3 chains as a corner for this round. Continue to crochet the next side. First work one small leaf in the same chain space. One chain. Work one small leaf into the next chain space. One side is complete. Follow this crochet method for corners and sides. Refer to the pattern chart to continue crocheting. Pay attention, the first and last leaves of adjacent sides are worked into the same chain space. After completing the final side, work one chain into the starting chain stitch. Pick up both top strands of the first chain. Make a half double crochet to join, which is the marker position. If you can identify the joining spot here, you may skip using a stitch marker. Round 2 is completed. Continue to crochet round 3. Chain 2 as beginning chain. We won't mark it on the swatch. Turn the work. Work 2 half double crochets into the same space below. Complete and begin the special small leaf. Then crochet one chain. Next into each of the 2 chain spaces on the left side. Make one small leaf respectively, with one chain as a bridge between them. Once completed, we will treat these 3 small leaves and the connecting chain in the middle as one side of this round. Continue with 3 chains as corner. Then continue to the next side, which means into the current space and the 2 chain spaces on the left. Crochet a small leaf respectively, with one chain as a bridge between them. Once completed, this side is done. Continue following the corner and side pattern. Complete this round. After finishing the last side, crochet one chain, then make a half double crochet to join in the beginning chain. There's no stitch marker here. Locate the stitch of the half double crochet. The chain on the left. Insert the hook under both strands and crochet. The third round is complete. Now crochet the fourth round. Chain 3 as the beginning chain for double crochet. Counts as one double crochet. Turn the work. Make one double crochet into the space below. Yarn over once. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. 2 loops remain on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1 double crochet is now complete. The braid on the upper right is the stitch position. Work another double crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over once. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 2 times. 1 double crochet is now complete. Here we've actually worked 3 double crochets. Treat them as one large leaf. From now on we'll mostly be crocheting large leaves. Wheel it as leaf. Continue with 1 chain stitch. Work 1 leaf in the next chain space, which is 3 double crochets. After completing, make 1 chain stitch. Continue to pick up the left side of 2 chain spaces. Work 1 leaf in each, with 1 chain stitch as a bridge between them. We'll consider the completed part as one side of this round. Continue with 3 chain stitches for the corner. Now move on to the next side. In the current chain space, and in the left single chain spaces, and in the next corner chain space, work a leaf in each, with 1 chain stitch as a bridge between them. After completing, follow this same method for corners and sides. Crochet the entire round. Once the last side is completed, make 1 chain stitch into the beginning chain stitch. Make a half double crochet to join by picking up the top 2 strands of the chain stitch. Round 4 is complete. Now you can measure the fabric piece's dimensions and put together with the measurements given in the chart. If there's a big difference, adjust your tension and recrochet to avoid affecting the finished product's size. When crocheting later, pay attention to keeping your tension consistent, since the next round requires switching colors. At the same time, this color will be used again in 2 rounds apart. Secure the yarn tail. Stretch the loop. Pass the yarn ball or fabric through the loop. Pull tight. Now the loop becomes a single strand. Place it on the wrong side and set aside for now. Move on to the 5th round. Turn the work. Take the yarn corresponding to this round. Make a knot first. Hang it on the left hand. Join the yarn in the chain space, where the previous round's yarn tail was. Pull through the loop. Adjust it. Joining the yarn is complete. Then work a special leaf, which is 3 chain stitches, 2 double crochets. The yarn tails can be woven in together. Pay attention that the yarn from the previous round is behind. Do not wrap it in. The special leaf at the beginning of the following rounds. All work this way. Continue with 1 chain stitch. Correspondingly make leaves along the edge as before. After completing, work 3 chain stitches as the corner. Repeat this process to complete this round. After finishing the last side, work 1 chain stitch. Make a half double crochet to join in the beginning chain. As you crochet, carry the yarn across from behind. Avoid carrying the yarn too long on the wrong side. Round 5 is complete. Continue to crochet round 6. The method is identical to round 5. On the wrong side, work the edges and corners in the same way. When crocheting this last leaf, carry along the previous yarn. Pay attention, carrying the yarn should always be done on the wrong side. One chain stitch. When finishing with half double crochets, continue to carry the yarn up. Try not to show visible, carried yarn on the right side. Round 6 is complete. Since the next round requires switching colors, you'll need it again after skipping 3 rounds. Secure the yarn tail here for now. Now work the 7th round. Use the yarn you switched off earlier for crocheting. First turn the work over. Join the yarn in the chain space, where the yarn tail was left. Pull the yarn through directly. Try not to let the two yarns twist together. Then continue working the edges and corners using the previous method. Complete this round. When finishing with half double crochets at the end, carry the yarn up as you go. The 7th round is complete. Here I'll use a swatch to explain the following rounds. Continue crocheting leaves back and forth in rounds from now on. Always turn the work at the beginning of each round. At the edge position, pick up the corner and the chain space of the edge from the previous round. Correspondingly make a leaf, with one chain as a transition between them. At every corner position, work 3 chains. Finish each round with 1 chain and a half double crochet to join. When crocheting, carry the yarn across as you change colors. There's no strict requirement for exactly how to carry the yarn here. Just carry it along the texture up to the top. So it's convenient for joining later. All carrying the yarn is done on the wrong side. When joining on the right side, simply pull the yarn through the space. Same when joining from the wrong side. Remember to keep the unused yarn on the wrong side. When joining, just pull through directly. These strands can be woven into stitches as you crochet later. Follow the color chart when switching colors. Pay attention to securing the yarn ends when changing colors. All joining is done in the corner space, where the yarn tail is located. Repeat this process. Refer to the color chart, work all the way down to the second to last round of section 1. During the crocheting process, you might run out of a ball of yarn, and need to join a new yarn. Here I'll demonstrate the method using a swatch. Tie a knot with the new yarn and the yarn tail. When using variegated yarn, try to choose color sections that are similar in tone. To avoid affecting the overall look, push it down to the bottom. Keep the knot on the wrong side of the fabric if possible. Then continue crocheting. Finally, weave in the tail along the texture on the backside. You can hide a few extra stitches for security. Trim off the excess yarn tail. This is the method for joining yarn. Finally, work the last round. The swatch has fewer rounds, mainly to demonstrate the method. Start crocheting according to the pattern. The sample has already been completed in advance. After finishing the last side, work 3 chain stitches. Then work 1 slip stitch into the beginning chain. Insert into the top chain. Pull the yarn through, and draw through all loops on the hook at once. Slip stitch completed. This V-shaped loop made of 2 strands is the chain formed by the slip stitch. The joining slip stitch at the end of the round doesn't count as 1 stitch, needs to be tightened. Then cut the yarn. Secure with 1 chain stitch. Stretch the loop. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut off. Pull tight the yarn previously replaced. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut off. Finally, hide the ends along the texture. Everyone complete it. So section 1 of the body is now done. Next, learn section 2. Work back and forth on section 1. Involves many new stitch techniques, all marked on the chart, so we won't list them one by one here. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. First, work row 1. Place section 1 with the right side facing up. Find a centered chain space on one side. Check the number of leaves on both sides to confirm. Place a marker to mark it. Join the yarn in the second chain space on the left side. Chain 3. Make 1 single crochet in the double crochet closest to the left in the left leaf. Insert the hook into the stitch. Pay attention, when working on the wrong side, the stitch is at the upper left. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. Single crochet completed. The braid on the upper right is its stitch position. In the left chain space make 2 half double crochets. Chain 1. Then follow the pattern along the edge of section 1. Correspondingly make leaves, with 1 chain as a bridge between them. The fabric of this swatch is small here, so the number of leaves is not for reference. Please refer to the pattern chart when crocheting. When you reach the corner position, continue with 3 chain stitches, count as corner. Then move on to work along the body section 1 following the chart. Keep going all the way down to the right side of the marker at leaf position. After completing the last leaf, chain 1. Work 2 half double crochets into the left chain space. Make 1 single crochet in the stitch on the left. Insert. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Single crochet completed, then work 2 chains. Join with a slip stitch into the left chain space. Insert. Pull the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook in once. Slip stitch completed. Do not tighten the oval-shaped slip stitch in the chart. Row 1 complete. Continue to crochet row 2. Start by carrying the yarn across. The method is identical to the method of treating yarn ends in section 1. First turn the loop into a single strand. Then turn the work over. Find where you started this row. That is, the last leaf's right side double crochet from the previous row. Pick up the stitch and join the yarn. Carry the yarn across close to the fabric. Not too loose or too tight. Carrying the yarn across completed. Carry the yarn across at the back edge position. All can be done using this method. Work 2 chain stitches. Make 1 single crochet in the second stitch from the left. Work 1 half double crochet in the chain space. Work 1 double crochet in the next stitch. 1 chain. Then continue to work sides and corners according to the chart. After completing the last 2 chains, in the second double crochet from the left, Make a slip stitch. Gently tighten. Row 2 is completed. Move on to row 3. First carry the yarn across according to the chart. After completing, work 4 chain stitches. Next, make a double crochet decrease. First, pick the corresponding position. Make 2 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over, insert into the second double crochet stitch on the left side. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. First stitch is done. Continue to the second stitch. Yarn over. Insert into the left chain space. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Second stitch is done. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Double crochet decrease is complete. The braid on the upper right is its stitch. Work 2 more double crochets in the same space. Continue crocheting this row according to the pattern chart. After completing the last chain stitch, work 2 double crochets into the left chain space. Then make a cluster of 2 stitches, 1 double crochet and 1 treble crochet, first in the same space, and into the second double crochet stitch on the left. Make an incomplete double crochet in each. After completing those, in the left chain space, make an incomplete treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 2 times. The incomplete treble crochet is done. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The cluster of 2 double crochets and 1 treble crochet is completed. Row 3 is complete. Next row requires switching colors. Cut the yarn here. Continue to crochet row 4. Turn the work. Take the corresponding yarn. Join yarn in the last stitch of the previous row. Chain 3. Correspond to this stitch on the edge. In the left stitch and the left chain space. DC2 tog. First, make 2 incomplete double crochets correspondingly. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. That completes the double crochet decrease. Continue crocheting this row according to the pattern chart. After completing the last 2 double crochets, work DC3 tog. First, insert the hook into the same space, and the last 2 stitches. Correspondingly, make 3 incomplete double crochets. Finally yarn over and draw through all loops in once. DC3 tog is now complete. Do not crochet into the edge chain. Row 4 is complete. Cut the yarn. For the following rows, continue crocheting back and forth according to the chart. Insert the hook into the beginning and ending positions as shown in the pattern. When switching colors, join the yarn according to the chart. On some rows, do not work into the starting chains when you need to crochet into the beginning chain. Find the third chain from the bottom and insert the hook there. I'll explain this using a swatch. Row 8 ending is one of these cases. Find the corresponding chain from the bottom up and insert the hook accordingly. If you can't find the exact position, you can also work into a roughly correct spot. Just keep the edge neat and tidy. For all other positions, follow the edge and corner techniques used in section 1. Crochet the leaves and chains accordingly. Refer to your color chart and pattern. Complete row 9 of section 2. Cut the yarn at the end. Now I'll demonstrate the final row using a swatch. There are fewer rows, mainly demonstrating the method. First turn the work. Join yarn in the last corner space of the previous row. Make 3 beginning chains. Work 1 double crochet in the same space. 1 chain. Then follow the edge and corner technique to crochet. At the end, work into the first corner space of the previous row, make 2 double crochets. After completing, don't cut the yarn yet. Section 2 of the body is complete. Next we'll learn the shoulder parts, divided into left shoulder part and right shoulder part. The left and right here refer to when the garment is worn. First finish section 2 and then crochet the right shoulder part. Then join yarn to crochet the left shoulder part. The new stitch technique used is DC2 in 1, double crochet increase. Please watch my demonstration for the specific crocheting method. First crochet the right shoulder part. I'll continue using this swatch to demonstrate. Continuing from the ending yarn of section 2. First crochet row 1. Begin with 3 chain stitches. Place a stitch marker in the first chain stitch to mark it. Work 1 single crochet and 2 half double crochets in the same space below. 1 chain stitch. 1 chain. Then continue to follow the pattern chart to crochet the leaf. Finally work a double crochet decrease in the last 2 stitches. Row 1 is complete. Continue to crochet row 2. Make 3 beginning chains as turning chain. Turn the work. Work 1 double crochet in the stitch under the turning chain itself. Then refer to the pattern chart to crochet. After slip stitch is completed, cut the yarn. Row 2 is complete. The swatch has fewer stitches here. In actual piece, follow the chart to complete the full stitch pattern. For row 3 and onwards, join yarn and continue crocheting. Cut the yarn at the end. For row 4, join yarn and work back and forth. Carry the yarn across where needed. After completing the last row, leave a 5 cm tail and cut the yarn. Place a stitch marker in the edge stitch of the last row to mark. Right shoulder part. The area between the markers is the shoulder position. Complete this part accordingly. That concludes the explanation for the right shoulder part. Continue crocheting the left shoulder part. For row 1, first on the wrong side, pick up and join yarn in the stitch at the end of the second to last row of body section 2. Then follow the pattern chart. After completing the last stitch, which is 1 chain, now in the chain space on the left side, that was previously crocheted, work 2 half double crochets. 1 single crochet. 3 chains. Into the starting chain on the left side, slip stitch by picking up both strands of the top chain. Place a marker at approximately the insertion point of the slip stitch to mark it. Row 1 is completed. Continue to crochet row 2. Start carrying the yarn across. Then follow the pattern chart. At the end, work 1 double crochet increase in the edge stitch, which means work 2 double crochets into the same stitch. The double crochet 2 in 1 is completed. Row 2 is now finished. For the following rows, continue crocheting back and forth according to the chart with color changes. After completing the last row, cut the yarn the same way, and mark the beginning chain stitch on the edge. The left shoulder part is now completed. The shoulder part section is explained. Next, learn the side panels, divided into left and right side panels. Here, left and right are still determined as, when wearing the garment. Work back and forth on both sides of body section 2. Color changes are needed during the process. Watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. First, work the left side panel with the right side of the fabric facing up. Locate the first corner position of the last row in body section 2. Join yarn in that space. The sample uses random colors. Make 3 beginning chains as turning chain. Work 1 double crochet in the same space. Chain 1. Then pick up spaces and work the corresponding number of leaves. Chain 1 as a transition between them. In the swatch, the number of leaves is random here. After completing, work 1 double crochet in the left chain space. Cut the yarn. Row 1 is complete. For the following rows, join yarn and work back and forth. Pay attention to switch colors according to the color chart. Starting from row 4, make 2 beginning chains, as turning chain. Be mindful not to crochet in the wrong place. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Just complete it as shown. That's all for the left side panel. The right side panel starts on the last row of section 2 of the body. Crocheting on the final edge. Remember to work from the corner position on the left toward the right. Refer to the chart to count the corresponding number of leaves. Join the yarn in the chain space on the right side. In the sample, there are fewer leaves here. Please pay attention and follow the pattern chart. Then switch colors and work back and forth according to the chart. Simply break the yarn at the end as well. Refer to the previous demonstration. Follow the pattern to complete it. That completes the explanation for the right side panel. And now we've finished explaining the entire front piece. Next, let's move on to the back piece, which consists of the body, shoulders, side panels and joining the shoulders. The body starts with a magic ring method. Work back and forth in rounds. The last row is worked back and forth. Switching colors during the process. The crochet method is similar to section 1 of the front body, just with more rounds. Follow the color chart for your color scheme. Pay attention when the second to last round is complete. Work the last row back and forth. The technique is similar to the last row of section 2 body. No need to cut the yarn after completion. Once the body is complete, it should roughly correspond in dimension to the front body section. The size should match. Refer to the chart to finish it. After completing the body, continue crocheting the shoulders using the yarn from the ending. The first 2 rows are worked back and forth on the body. Carry the yarn across where needed. The following rows are divided into left and right shoulders and worked separately. The crochet method is similar to that of the front shoulder parts. Each end must be fastened off. Mark both sides at the shoulders. Refer to the previous demonstration. Follow the pattern chart to complete it. Next, learn how to work the side panel. The crochet method is almost identical to that of the front side panel. Pay attention. On the last row of the side panel, you need to join it with the last row of the front side edge. Watch me demonstrate the specific joining method. First, crochet the right side panel. The method is basically the same as for the left side panel of the front. Follow the chart to complete the first 4 rows of crocheting. The swatch has already been crocheted in advance. This swatch has fewer stitches, so some positions are omitted. Now I'll demonstrate the last row. Place the right side panel of the front with the right side facing up. Begin by joining yarn into the last stitch of the previous row. Make a beginning chain of 2 chains. Into the last stitch of the last row of the right side panel of the front. Work 1 slip stitch. Do not tighten. Work 1 double crochet in the same position below. Next, join with a slip stitch into the 1 chain space on the left side of the front piece. Return to the current piece and make one leaf. Continue by picking up the next chain space, and joining with a slip stitch. Join with a slip stitch into the chain space. Continue by picking up the next chain space, and joining with a slip stitch. Continue downward, correspondingly make leaves between the last row's chain spaces on the side panel of the front piece. Join with a slip stitch. You can also connect in your preferred way. As long as the piece lies flat and looks neat, and the joins are even, that's fine. After completing the last chain space, work 1 double crochet in the edge stitch. Cut the yarn. This completes the right side panel connection. Now continue crocheting the left panel, and connect it to the last row of the left side panel of the front piece. The swatch has now completed the first 4 rows. On the last row, refer to the chart to join the yarn. Chain 3 as beginning chains. Slip stitch into the corresponding chain space of the front piece. Then continue to work leaves, and join with slip stitch into the chain space. After completing the last DC 2-in-1, slip stitch into the edge stitch of the front piece. Keep the edge connection neat and tidy. Cut the yarn. This completes the left side panel connection. The side panels are now explained. Finally, we'll join the shoulders. First, turn the fabric so the wrong side is facing out. Match up the shoulder positions. Here I'm using a swatch to demonstrate. The shoulder has fewer rows. Please pay attention and follow your actual project. Join together the stitch markers and the middle section. You can choose yarn according to your preference. Attach yarn at the edge stitch markers simultaneously. Then make 3 chain stitches. Continue to pick the approximate position on the left side, meaning where the 3 chains can reach. Pick the corresponding stitches from front and back, or join with a slip stitch in the chain space. Do not pull tight. Next, repeat this process. Pick the proper position and join with a slip stitch. Using 3 chains as a bridge between them, complete the shoulder joining. Adjust the insertion point according to the actual situation, as long as the fabric pieces are aligned evenly and lie flat. If you encounter carried yarn along the way, remember to weave it in together. Also make a slip stitch at the stitch marker on the edge. Cut the yarn when completed. Hide all yarn tails on the wrong side. This joins the shoulder. The right side will look like this. Join the other shoulder using the same method. Everyone complete this step. That concludes the back piece explanation. Next we'll learn the bottom edge. Crocheting in rounds counterclockwise along the bottom edges of the front and back bodies. The new stitch technique used is HDC3 puff. Watch me demonstrate the crocheting method. First work round 1. With the right sides of the front and back bodies facing out. Bottom edge facing up. Locate the connection point on the right side. Join yarn on the right side at row 1 edge. Make 3 beginning chains. Work 1 DC in the joining position. Just pick the middle space roughly to crochet into. If there are any yarn tails not yet woven in, you can carry them along together. Work 1 DC on the left side at row 1 edge. Complete 1 leaf. Chain 1. Continue into the side edge and body corner spaces. Correspondingly make 3 leaves. Chain 1 as transition between them. Refer to the pattern chart for exact stitch placement. You can also adjust it yourself. Below, pick a chain space to correspondingly make the leaf. Left and right both use chain 1 as transition. Finish crocheting the edge position. Reaching the corner position. Continue referring to the chart, into the hole and side panel edges. Work 7 leaves. Chain 1 as transition between them. On the other side of the body continue correspondingly making leaves. At the side panel position, continue crocheting leaves according to the chart. After completing the last leaf, make one single crochet into the beginning chain to connect. The first round is complete. Move on to round 2. In the bottom hole, make one special leaf. Then pick up chain spaces to correspondingly make leaves. On both left and right sides, use one chain as transition. Complete this round. The sample swatch omits some positions here. In reality, you need to crochet them all. Finally, join with a slip stitch into the beginning chain to finish. The second round is complete. Then move on to the third round. Make one chain as beginning chain to start. Work one single crochet into the slip stitch position below. Correspondingly, make 2 single crochets into the 2 stitches on the left side. The adjacent stitch is slightly distorted. Pay attention and don't miss it. Skip the left chain space into these 3 leaves and the 2 chain spaces between them. Work one single crochet into each stitch in sequence. We'll treat these 11 single crochets as a group. Then continue by skipping one chain space. Repeat this process. Refer to the pattern chart and crochet downward. Complete the corresponding number of groups, reaching the center position of the front body. On the 2 leaves on the left side here, work 3 single crochets into each. Then continue crocheting with the previous method of a group of 11 stitches. Later, at the middle of the back body, you'll also need to crochet using the same method. Pay attention and don't make mistakes. Continue referring to the chart to finish this round. Finally, join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet stitch to complete. Find this kind of braid. The third round is complete. Finally, crochet the fourth round. First, on the left stitch, work a slip stitch transition. Make one beginning chain to start. Work one single crochet in the same stitch. Chain 3. 1 HDC3 puff. First, make 3 incomplete half double crochets. Yarn over. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Slightly enlarge the loop. First stitch is done. Continue to crochet the second stitch. Yarn over. You can use your finger to hold the yarn to prevent the loop from shrinking. Insert into the same position. Draw the yarn through. Slightly enlarge the loop. Second stitch is done. Continue to crochet one more stitch. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. HDC3 puff is completed, hereafter referred to as puff stitch. Continue with 3 chain stitches. We'll consider the stitches after the turning chain as one puff stitch pattern. Continue by skipping 3 stitches and making 1 puff stitch pattern. That is, work 1 single crochet in the same stitch. 3 chain stitches. 1 puff stitch. First make 3 incomplete half double crochets. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Puff stitch is completed. Continue with 3 chain stitches. The puff stitch pattern is crocheted. Next skip 3 stitches and correspondingly make a puff stitch pattern. Finish this round. If the final interval doesn't match the chart at the ending position, adjust the number of stitches in the interval according to actual situation. Evenly distribute the pattern. Keep the fabric flat. Join with a slip stitch in the starting single crochet and cut the yarn. Weave in the yarn tails. Everyone complete it. Round 4 is completed. The bottom edge is also completed. Now learn the sleeve edge. At the sleeve position formed by the front and back bodies, crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. Watch me demonstrate the specific crochet method. Round 1 is below the sleeve cap. On the right side of the edge row at the side piece connection, join yarn. Then follow the pattern chart to crochet the corresponding stitches. Don't mistake the insertion point for the double crochet decrease at the side edge. At the shoulder joining position, pick the middle area to work 1 leaf. In the middle positions, always pick 1 chain space correspondingly to make a leaf. Don't miss any of the chain stitches in between. Finish with a slip stitch to end. Round 2, pick up stitches at corresponding positions and work single crochets. Skip all chain spaces without crocheting into them. Remember to make 1 single crochet into the beginning chain as well. The method is simple. Everyone refer to the chart to complete it. Now I'll demonstrate the final round. Start with a chain 1 as beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the slip stitch join spot from the previous round. Continue to pick up stitches and correspondingly make 2 single crochets. Work 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Chain 3 and 1 single crochet. We'll consider the crocheted stitches in this stitch as 1 single crochet cluster. Then skip 3 single crochets. Work 1 single crochet cluster. Complete this round. After finishing the last single crochet cluster, There are 2 stitch positions left. Correspondingly make 2 single crochets. If you find it doesn't match the chart when crocheting, just continue crocheting following the pattern normally. Finally join with a slip stitch to the starting stitch, and cut the yarn. Weave in the yarn tails. The method is simple. Go ahead and finish it. That completes the explanation for the sleeve edge. Finally let's learn the collar edge. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise at the neckline. The technique is similar to the bottom edge. Pay attention to round 2. At the middle position of the back body, pick up the chain space, and make a single crochet. For all other positions, work single crochets into the stitches. After completing, check the number of single crochets. On the final round, start with a single crochet. Directly work it into the slip stitch join spot from the previous round. Then follow the pattern, skip 3 stitches and make a puff stitch pattern. Complete this round. Finally, hide all yarn tails. Everyone finish it up. This completes the explanation of the collar edge. Up to this point, the entire garment has been explained completely. If you still have unclear parts during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.